All right, y'all. So I'm just going to pretty much run through Smackdown from last night. I really didn't want to make a video today, but I told you guys the other day that I would make a Smackdown review video. So Tiffany Stratton became the new Women's United States Championship. It looks like WWE had removed the side plates off of the title when Julia held it up, plus when the official held it up as well. We did see like some tension between Julia and Kiana James because Julia wanted to be a part of, be a part of like the WrestleMania thing and said that Kiana James couldn't do it. So I don't know who's gonna turn face, who's gonna turn heel, and they may even not even go along with this thing. But of course, we did have Paige and Brie Bella, of course, come out there to hold up the championships, and then the crowd, of course, they cheered. Alexa and Charlotte would come out as well with Charlotte music playing and pretty much saying, if they think they're the best, they would, face Charlotte and Alexa. And don't even look like they're even turning Alexa and Charlotte, on each other like we thought they were going to do. Of course, JC Jane and I can't remember the other two names. I think it's Lainey Reed. And I can't remember the other one. But anyways, y'all know Fatal Influence from NXT. If you watch NXT, you know who I'm talking about. But, of course, they would make their SmackDown debut. And I love the way they actually made their SmackDown debut and everything as well. Granted, we did lost a lot of superstars on SmackDown just to pay these other superstars here that you're actually seeing on the screen. Plus, even more that are coming, like Blake Monroe, Ricky Saints, and etc. And then we end up getting JC Jane actually saying like we're here and all the other junk. But it is what it is, you guys. So we continue to move on to where actually JC Jane came out later that night, and JC Jane and Fatal Influence all together, they got nuclear heat, like nuclear heat, not like it's like the Dominic Mysterio type of heat when he had turned heel, and it was definitely on another level. And I haven't seen this, by them as like a whole group. I didn't know all three of them were coming up, and then of course with them getting that nuclear heat, it was kind of like definitely a surprise. I was like, dang, that's what I'm talking about. So they kept being heel. JC Jane would, they would have like two different matches end up being disqualification where Lainey Reed and the other lady and them came in and started beating down Rhea Ripley. JC James hit Rhea Ripley with the back fist, you guys, and it's pretty much to where it's like okay. It was like okay. I was like, dang. Like, you guys, I know I'm not really, you can tell I'm not really focused on SmackDown during this review. I just keep thinking about these releases, like the Aleister Black, just coming back over not really a year ago, maybe like 9 months or something. And, just with all these other wrestlers, especially Kairi Sane being the number one. And, of course, they weren't going to do anything with the Wyatt Six. So all the Wyatt Six are gone too, y'all. But I made this video, and I made the video about the releases in a smaller video. So check it out on my shorts tab. You'll definitely see it there. I think it's about like a 5 to 7 minute video. But anyways, Cody Rhodes came out, you guys. And a lot of people, aren't happy that Cody Rhodes didn't, sell like the punt. And that, Randy Orton, isn't there to talk about how he punched Cody. And so I really don't know what to say, but Cody was pretty much like, you interjecting yourselves into my WrestleMania plans and et cetera, et cetera. And he was like, if you, I may be hard to beat. He's not really hard, easy to find, hard to beat. And so he's pretty much taking a shot at TKO and all that stuff, whatever. Damian Priest and R-Truth pretty much, defeated the MFTs for, so they won't win the tag titles. Trick Williams came out with a gingerbread man that had a little cane and all that. Lil Yachty, of course, he was out there pretty much saying that, he was he's still out there even after WrestleMania is over. The longest, celebrity, to come out there. So I guess they'll have him throughout SummerSlam, I would imagine. They'll have him paired with Trick Williams. So, of course, Sami Zayn was the one that, hit Trick Williams with the candy can thing. And, of course, he of course, looks like they're going to face each other at Backlash or whatever. Not this upcoming Saturday, but the following Saturday. So we'll see how that's going to go. And we also go to where, of course, we had another little moment where Danhausen pretty much is, saying that he know where all the wrestler houses are. He was like, oh, this is the Miz house. Let me go to the Miz house. And, he end up seeing Maurice at the door, and then she was like, oh, you're, and then Miz came out and tried to throw, I don't know if it was like, cocoa powder or whatever, and Miz ended up throwing on his wife Maurice. You can see how shocked the Miz was with his face. Miz actually got a pretty, incredible house. Like, the house looked freaking nice, y'all. So if you haven't seen his house for real, that was kind of like a glimpse of it, and they showed it on SmackDown. Plus, it also led to this match right here where Danhausen, he just pretty much kind of did that, you are a curse thing, and had to do the little pyro or whatever to hit Kit Wilson him in the face. They did, of course, a tail of the tape of, Danhausen talking about he's 6'8" and he's 300 pounds and his shoe size is the 26 and all that junk. But y'all know Danhausen ain't nothing but like 170-something pounds, maybe 150. But of course, it was definitely crazy. Another comedy thing or whatever, you guys. I kind of like seeing Danhausen backstage versus like in the ring. So, yeah. Anyways, we get Blake Monroe, you guys, coming soon. Maybe next week on Friday Night SmackDown, maybe the week after. We finally get some glamour going on into heading to SmackDown. Hopefully they give her, a little bit more leeway with her character. Absolute Ricky Saints, you guys, Ricky Starks, whatever y'all want to call him. Well, y'all used to know him as Ricky Starks from when he was in AEW. And then, of course, he's finally making his way over to Friday Night SmackDown. Due to we seeing all these people debut and everything from NXT. And then, of course, you have to do all the roster cuts just to be able to pay these people. So, Solo Sikoa versus Jacob Fatu was the main event. Jacob Fatu ended up beating Solo with I think it was like the the Samoan drop kind of like thing. I don't think Jacob actually hit the he didn't do the springboard splash, but of course Jimmy and Jay Uso, they would come out and look closer. And it looks like Jimmy and Jay are like literally the heels. Like, look at their faces, y'all. It was like definitely crazy. And of course, Jacob ended up jumping back up, attacking the rest members of the MFT. So Jacob and Jimmy, Jimmy and Jay, they wanted to get a closer look. And then, of course, he was like, I'll see, Jacob was like, I'll see Roman on Monday Night Raw. So we're going to see how that's going to go, you guys. It's going to be very interesting. Wondering to see how the match is going to go. Of course, they're making this match because they want everybody, of course, to, tune in, buy tickets to the show or whatever, even though Backlash used to be like a lackluster kind of like thing. But anyways, like, comment, subscribe to Chris Wrestling Views here on YouTube.com, you guys. I'll check you guys out in my next video. Peace out, y'all.